All right, so today we're going to start working on the back side of our play worksheet. Page 128 has the develop your plot section. This is where you're going to start thinking about how things are going to happen. So in the beginning, you need to think about what should the narrator say to introduce the characters. What should the characters be doing in the beginning of the play? So that's your first thoughts right here. This is a chart that you're going to use to just jot down notes to get yourself started. You're not actually, writing the play right here. You're not. You're going to start here and then go on to page 128. But right here is your chart, kind of like a T-chart that we did with just your ideas real quick before you forget them. So right here, you're thinking of what the narrator should be saying to introduce everyone and what all your characters are doing in the beginning of the story. The middle section is what the characters are going to do throughout the play. I want you to think whether there's a problem that they're going to try to solve throughout the play. Are they trying to finish some kind of task? This is what goes here. This is what you're going to write, what will be happening in your play. And then in the end, how should the story end? Did they solve their problem? What should happen to the characters? Was there a good outcome? Did they learn their lesson? And so on. So that's it right there. After you're done with these three sections, you may begin writing your play by following this format. If you remember the several plays that we read about, the Animals in the Mirror, it had the name of the character followed by a semicolon and then that character's words. So if you were doing the play Three Little Pig as in play form, you would write narrator. There's a colon right there to open up the words of the narrator. When you read it, remember how I told you guys you don't actually read the words narrator, once upon a time. No, the narrator sees that it's his turn to talk, so he just begins speaking. Once upon a time, there was a little pig who made his house out of straw. The big bad wolf came to his house and he said, and then the narrator stops talking. The big bad wolf knows that it's his turn to talk because it's his name here, colon right there. And then the big bad wolf begins, little pig, let me come in. And then the first little pig knows that it's his turn to talk now because it's the character's name followed by a colon, and that's where the pig begins talking. Not by the hair of my tinny fin tin. Okay? So this is what you're going to write as in this form right here. Okay? Does that make sense? And you're going to keep writing all the way to page 129, as much space as you need. Just make sure that you're following this format. You indent to give space to the words of each character. You could have space where there's an introduction in a scenery change, or saying that, he ran, or he did this, or, this happened, or whatever. So you could, you've seen that in the plays. You could have an interjection here where the scenery changes, but try to have the narrator explaining the actions of the character. Okay? Feel free to record videos and send me back if you have any questions, and good luck. I can't wait to see your plays and read them. They're going to be so much fun.